Hi everyone. I'm coming to you again today with another message for the collective. This is a message from a session that I had for myself. I swapped sessions with my wonderful friend and colleague from Slovenia, Susanna Semencic. And yeah, we had an amazing weekend of sessions. So I a few months ago I was really, really inspired to connect to this person because doing these quantum healing sessions, it is when you're working in the quantum field, it is extremely easy to connect to spirits, essences, energies, and souls of people who are no longer with us on Earth. And actually, Dolores Cannon came through this same session to explain to us just how easy it was. And she mentioned that, as long when you're doing this work, as long as your heart and your intention are lined up, then it is just like picking up the phone. Yeah, that was nice that she'd come through and said that earlier in the session. So the person I really wanted to connect to was somebody who has been an inspiration of mine ever since I was 12 years old. When I watched Bill Hicks for the first time, I was 12 years old. I had never ever seen anybody speak so honestly and so upfront, and he was the first person that I watched on television that was saying the things that I felt inside in my heart was the truth. And I was so taken aback by what I saw, and I was forever just in awe of this person who was just telling the truth, and I loved that. So a few months ago, I felt really, really inspired to try and connect to Bill Hicks in a session, and I spoke about it with Susanna, and Susanna didn't really know who he was, which I liked because she didn't have any preconceived ideas or notions about him or his work or the things that he said, or she just let it be, and I liked that. So I have his words tattooed on my wrist. I have "It's Just a Ride" tattooed on my wrist. That's one of the monologues he's quite well known for, and I love that speech so much I got it tattooed on my wrist. And it has often helped me in my own life and in those times when everything's just been a bit crazy. I've been able to look at my wrist and reconnect with that so simple and so brilliant speech. And yeah, he has forever been somebody that when times have been tough, times have been rough, he has been the person that I have turned to. I've turned to his videos and what he has to say about things because I enjoy his perspective. So I wanted to try and connect to him or his essence or whatever part of him we were able to connect to. to receive a message, and we did. And so I'm feel kind of honored to be able to bring you this message today. So when Susanna said, "Can we connect to Bill Hicks?" I instantly got this image of an old school phone, like with a round dial that you have to like push all the numbers right. And it was like the phone handle, but it was coming off the hook, and the numbers were going round at the same time. And he said, "Well, I'm right here, and I never really went that far away. You guys are really going through it right now, and I'm really glad I'm not there." Susanna said, "So what do you think about what's happening on Earth right now?" And he said, "It needed to get to this place. It needed to get to this moment and this time. And the sooner it does, the quicker people will realize why they are here." That was my message while I was alive. Amongst all the swearing and the thrills and the harsh edges, really, I was here to remind people of their deeper connection that they have to the universe and to their hearts and to what it is to really be human. I'm delighted to come through right now and give you this message and say, it's not so bad when you get over to this side. It's not so scary. And Susanna said that almost sounds like an invitation. And I said, well, it's actually nice over here. And I realized that this is something humans have forgotten. We in our essence are eternal. And that was partly my message when I was alive. Not everyone was ready for that message. Thankfully, there were those that were. The truth of who I am is a lot more soft than the human that I was when I was alive. Believe it or not, I was and am a very spiritual being. And I am even more so now. And I'm proud of the ones that have taken my message. And I'm pleased that I can still make people laugh even though I've been gone for so long. It's going to get a whole lot more bumpy over the next wee while. But it needs to. This is because the system that is in place is crumbling before you. If I were there right now, I would have some great material for you. But I'm kind of glad I'm not. However, I send so much love to the ones that hear my messages. And I thank Nina for being inspired to connect to me today. Sending love to every corner of the earth and everybody there. Susanna then asked if there was a message for humanity focused around the fear of dying. And he said, the moment your last breath leaves your body, that is when you are essentially reborn into the existence you were having before you came to Earth. So there's nothing to fear because you've already been there and you will always return there. It is the act of coming to Earth that makes us forget. It's the act of being born into the third dimension that is what makes us forget. Because you have to be born on Earth is to be born into a reality of duality. So it's opposites. So when you're born, you completely forget where you've come from. And when you leave, you go back there. And it's that simple. people have to come to this realization themselves, like I did when I was alive. All I could do was plant seeds. There were those who thought I was crazy, and I mean, I was in some people's eyes, but I was really just a bearer of the light that came through in a different form and in a different way, to pique the interests of those who had the calling within them to realize that things were not as they seemed. I didn't wear robes like Gandhi or Jesus, however. I really did come through with a similar sense of light and oneness. I just presented it to you in a different way. But as far as it goes, as what it's like to be on the other side, you have to wait until you get there. And then you'll remember. There's no other way of remembering. We can keep trying to tell you, but the only way you're going to realize is when you get there. So, Susanna then said, enjoy your time over on the other side. And he said, oh, I am. And that was it. So I thank you for listening to this message. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was certainly very, very nice to connect with him. And put in the comments below, who would you like to connect to in a quantum healing session? Who would you love to speak to right now and bring a message forward from? That would be really cool to find out what others would like to hear about. Because, we have that access, we have that ability with this work. We're able to connect to the essence of anyone. So, thanks so much for listening. If you want to contact me, I'll put all the information below. If you'd like a Beyond Quantum Healing session for yourself, give me a shout and we can connect and see if that's something that's going to be good for you. And thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves. I know it's a full-on time at the moment, but just be sure to slow down and take care of yourselves and the ones around you. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.